There are concerns in Hawaii of predatory land buying as recent wildfires have left many locals in dire financial straits. The disaster has shed light on Hawaii's housing crisis. According to a report this year by Hawaii Senate's Housing Committee, an average of 14,000 Hawaiians leave the state every year, and over 6,000 are homeless. Finau Fonua has more.
Homeowners have been reached out by investors and realtors offering to buy their land, and this is disgusting.
Maui resident Tiare Lawrence, who lost her home to the wildfires, vented her frustration on MSNBC, accusing out-of-state developers of exploiting a disaster which has left thousands of Lahaina residents homeless and in a state of financial desperation.
We just want to make sure that people around the world understand our situation and know that Lahaina is not for sale.
Hawaii was already in a housing crisis before the disaster occurred. The state is notorious for high mortgage and rent rates. In fact, it was only last month that Hawaii's Governor Josh Green declared a housing emergency, announcing plans to build 50,000 homes before 2025. One Lahaina evacuee, John Crew, told RNZ Pacific, local property owners were already struggling to keep up with costs before the wildfires destroyed their homes.
People feel that they'll be forced to sell out because they're desperate, and then that will mean that there's no place for them to come back to. Certain people might take advantage of the disaster to gain more real estate because it's a vacation destination. People like to buy vacation property, and that drives up the cost of everything. That was something that should have been addressed years ago.
Governor Green says he's organized attorneys to assist local landowners. On Tuesday, the governor even suggested that the Hawaiian state purchase land from Lahaina. That comment caused a social media backlash from critics who accused the administration of protecting the interests of lucrative hotels and tourism developers, blamed by many for making Hawaii's property markets so expensive. On Wednesday, Governor Green dismissed the criticism. He said he was committed to protecting the land.
Some people took out of context a comment I made about purchasing land. That is to protect it for our local people so that it's not stolen by people on the mainland. So I've asked my Attorney General to watch for predatory practices. We'll also be raising incredible amounts of resources to protect us financially so that none of that land does fall into anyone else's hands. This is not ever about the government getting land. This is the people's land, and the people will decide what to do with Lahaina.
But many are doubtful. In the days following the disaster, thousands of Lahaina evacuees were forced to live in gymnasiums, churches, community shelters, and their cars, while Maui's many hotels and resorts remained open to tourists. It was only this week that Governor Green announced he had arranged for more than 500 rooms to be made available for evacuees to use. Lahaina evacuee and native Hawaiian Kanani Higby told RNZ Pacific she had few choices but to leave Hawaii for other states where costs of living are much cheaper. Lahaina evacuee John Crew said he prayed the community, which had existed for generations in Lahaina, would remain intact.
People might have a tendency to want to leave the island and go someplace else, and I think that we should build it so that people can come back and have a vibrant society here, not just be a tourist destination.
According to Hawaii's Senate Housing Committee, one resident leaves the state every 36 minutes.